In my first video, Erasing an Echo, I spent a good majority of the video talking about the concept of echoes, but not who exactly could have been an echo in the first place. Now, there were obvious candidates that sadly weren't chosen to join the battle. Ninten, Impa, Black Shadow from F-Zero, and the Octolings would have been great characters. But there's also one character I've heard a lot discussed about, and I don't really know about her, Dixie Kong. While I agree on the first four characters being echoes, I couldn't disagree more on Dixie as an echo, and here's why. For those unaware, Dixie was originally going to be in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Whether as a clone, an original character, or as a semi-clone, no one really knows. Though it is theorized Diddy and Dixie were going to be two characters in one slot, similar to the Ice Climbers in Melee. Though, once again, that's just a theory, a game theory. In my opinion, Dixie would work much better as a semi-clone or an original character rather than an echo fighter, but for the sake of this video, let's talk about her as a semi-clone. Dixie made her first debut in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, a play on Diddy's Kong's Quest and Diddy Kong. But anyways, back on point, Dixie Kong helped her boyfriend, Diddy Kong, to save Donkey Kong from the evil clutches of Captain K. Rool. After that, her next appearance had her saving both Diddy and Donkey Kong once again, with help of her little cousin Kiddy Kong from Baron K. Roolenstein, another version of the twisted King K. Rool. She's had multiple appearances in the series since then, with her latest appearance being on the port of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on Switch. While the two monkeys, Diddy and Dixie, have been seen dating throughout these years, they are a tad different from each other, which can best be shown in the opening of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. At DK's birthday party, we can see how exactly both Diddy and Dixie react to the party. Diddy can be seen blowing a party streamer a few times, and a few seconds later when the camera shows him again, he's hopping up and down, wanting to get the party started. And who can really blame him? It's Donkey Kong's party. When we see Dixie, she's simply smiling and brushing her hair back. We can see in this one clip that Dixie and Diddy are not really the same, but a little different from each other. But that's not the only reason I feel Dixie would work best as a semi-clone rather than an echo. While their bodies may be the same size and they're both in the same series, funny enough, Dixie has never really been involved in an adventure that involves bananas, which is part of Diddy's Down special. I know this is barely an argument against Dixie being an echo for Diddy, but think about it for a second. Donkey Kong Country 2 had Diddy and Dixie saving Donkey Kong, with collecting bananas on the side, not really having much to do with the story. And Donkey Kong 3 has Dixie saving Donkey and Diddy with collecting bananas on the side once again, not really having to do much with the story. And Tropical Freeze was about returning to and saving the DK Isle, and once again, collecting bananas on the side. She doesn't really seem to have that big of an interest in him, even though she is a monkey. So while I don't see Dixie as an echo, I could see her fit much better as a semi-clone, but not in the way I think most would think. No, she wouldn't be a complete semi-clone of Diddy, but a mix of both Kongs, Donkey, and Diddy. So what do I mean by this? While she has mostly original aerials and smash attacks, she could borrow two specials from both of them, while putting her own spin on these specials. The two she borrowed from Diddy are his standard special, the Peanut Pop Gun, and his side special, the Monkey Flip. Dixie's Monkey Flip most likely wouldn't go as far to match her laid-back attitude, but if she managed to monkey flip onto someone who's off stage, she'd spike them with a sharp stab from her ponytail right into the blast zone. The other special she borrowed from Diddy is his standard special, the Peanut Pop Gun, only it would be her own version of it, the Bubblegum Gun, which to my knowledge first did premiere in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The only change I would make is if she charges it for long, instead of it blowing up in her face, it would be more like she gets stuck in the ground, kind of similar to how real sticky gum would work. So, what specials would she borrow from Donkey Kong? Well, it would have to be his up and down specials. Donkey Kong spins upward with his arms for his up special. This has to be a reference to Dixie, as she can do that exact move in the country games. And in Smash, maybe she can use it as well, but have more movement, maybe going up or down for a longer period of time. It really depends. Donkey Kong's down special, though, has him shoving his hands on the ground and slamming, as he does in his, well, own games. Dixie has her own version of this as well, similar to how she has her own version of Diddy's Peanut Pop Gun. Instead, she pounds her ponytail on the ground, side to side, smashing anyone in her way. The only change I can see to differ it from DK's is to have her version be a bit quicker, but let's have it have more end lag as a bit of a equals sign. But what could be her final smash? Well, this was a bit tricky to decide. Diddy's wouldn't work due to him having a jetpack and her not having anything else that's really that close to it. Donkey Kong's wouldn't really fit either because I don't think really that fits her style very much. But, surprisingly enough, we can use something that I don't think a lot of people would really expect. It would relate to K. Rool's final smash. No, she wouldn't have an animation of her in some kind of contraption and her blowing up something like the DK Isles, but would involve that charge idea. Instead of Dixie flying across the screen and trapping those caught in her way into an animation, I have a different idea involving her charging. How about she hops on Rambi, one of the longest Donkey Kong characters in the series, and charges across the screen, launching whoever she bumps into, sort of like what Ganondorf does for his final smash. I don't know, best idea I could come up with. What do you guys think? I specifically chose Rambi as her final smash because number one, semi-clones don't really have their own final smashes. Look at some examples like Falco and Isabelle. Isabelle builds a house similar, or rather a town hall, instead of a house like Villager does. And Fox has the Landmaster, or rather, used to have the Landmaster, and so did Falco. But now Falco is one wild flyer and basically has his own version of Fox's final smash. We can also use Lucas as an example as well, but instead of Paula and Pooh next to him, he has his beloved dog Boney and his friend Kumatora. Where is Duster? I don't know, but back on track. I specifically chose Rambi because he has been one of the longest known Donkey Kong characters, and I don't think they really shine on the animal buddies too much in modern day Donkey Kong. But Rambi was in Tropical Freeze, and they used him in quite a few levels, so I think it'd be a nice change to have him as well. While I think this is the best way Dixie could fit into Super Smash Bros., I personally think another character could be a much better character as well. And I don't mean as an Echo or a semi-clone either. So in a quote-unquote part 2 of this video, which you all will know once it comes out, we will discuss another DK character who could be a completely original newcomer. And you all can probably guess who it is, considering DK doesn't have many characters. Now, this video most likely won't be my next upload since I have an idea that's not related to this next, but it will be in the following week, most likely. Until then, it was nice talking to you.